All right, everyone. Until now, we've been kind of keeping score using just the default variable display that Scratch has built in. So I know what the health is because I look at this little health thing here, and I know what the score is by looking at the little score thing here. I don't really need this game long over thing to show on the screen, so I'll actually just get rid of that by clicking the icon there. Okay, so these are how we've kept track of health and score so far, but what I want to start to do over the next few videos is I want to replace these with some in-game graphics. So I'm going to replace the health with a little potion pot that seems to be filled up with the red liquid. Maybe it looks a bit like blood. And it's going to go down as the wizard takes more damage. And that's going to symbolize the wizard's health going down. And then when the bottle's empty, that's when the wizard disappears into his hat. But before we do that, I want to introduce some graphics for the score. And what I'm going to use for the score is just some letters like this that I'm just going to put up in the corner, and they're just going to go up as the wizard kind of kills more and more ghosts. So to get started on this, I want you to hover over, choose a sprite, and then choose upload sprite. And if you're following along on the website, then you should have downloaded the graphics for the numbers from the appropriate unit. And so I just want you to grab the 0 and then open that, and then here it comes. Okay, so there's a great big 0 here, way too big. Let's reduce it to 40. That seems about right. And then just drag it up into the top corner like this. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go to costumes for that sprite. Hover over, choose a costume, and then upload the rest of the graphics. So 1 through 9. Those will take a second to come in. And essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to set things up so that every time the wizard zaps a ghost, this sprite here moves to the next costume. And so in effect, it's going to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 in order, as if it's keeping score. So to do this, we go back to code. So we're still in the same sprite, the number sprite. And go to events. And then it should say, when I receive start game. Go to looks. You can probably guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch the costume to what? Well, at the start of the game, you haven't got any points. So the costume should represent that. So we can test this straight away, because if you notice up in the screen here, there's a 9. As soon as I start a new game, it should go to 0 if this works. So let's try a new game. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I don't actually need to play it. Okay, so now the next thing I need to do is to make sure that when a ghost is zapped, the score goes up by 1. So for this, you go to lightning. There's a little block of code here that says zap ghost, which is the code that runs when the lightning touches the ghost. It says if I'm touching the ghost, then hide, so the lightning itself disappears, and then broadcast this signal, tell ghost to vanish. So let's use this signal. So we'll go back to the number and say, hey, when I receive tell ghost to vanish, that means that a ghost has just been told to vanish. And I'm kind of, as it were, overhearing the same signal. So I know a ghost has just vanished, so it's time to make the score increase by 1. So I'm going to go to looks and then next costume. So hopefully this will work. Let's play around with it a little bit. So we're on score 0. Oh, get rid of you. Oh, the score goes up by 1. Good. Where's the next ghost? Come on. Yep, got rid of that. That's 2. So that seems to be working. Now, obviously, we've only set things up to go to a score as high as 10. And we'll probably we are going to need to allow Scratch to take a higher score than that. So what we're going to have to do is introduce a second number to represent the 10s. And we'll do that in the next video. So I'll see you there. Thank you for listening. And if you find this video useful, please hit like and subscribe.